Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Kyler. I'm going to be joined here very shortly by Jen, who has been trying to join us, but unfortunately, she's been having some technical difficulties. Hey, here she comes. Uh, hey, I heard
Hi.
something. I hear you. Hooray. Hey,
Hey, how does it sound?
good. Hey, everybody. Jen is here
Oh,
and in the
hi
beautiful
everyone.
outdoors.
Just, okay, I'm gonna get set up for a moment now that I'm switching computers.
No
Yes.
problem.
Okay.
All right, so yeah, Jen's here. Beautiful. We've got a ton of really exciting community announcements coming up. But first up, my name's Kyler. I'm the community manager for the Neureal project. I'm joined today by Jen, who will introduce herself here in a moment. I haven't talked a lot about myself in a long time, so I guess I might as well. I come from a background of I joined the Marine Corps to do aviation electronic welding on circuit cards inside jet aircraft. It's micro miniature welding. Got through the school, never ended up doing it. Became a marksmanship instructor where I learned how to break down really complex topics for just about everybody. All right, and then I did a buttload of sales, just an unbelievable ton of sales, all in between in there, and a little bit of entrepreneurship here most recently at the end. So I'm a 100% disabled vet, and this is a project I'd be willing to stake my life on. So with that being said, now that I've panned for time enough, go ahead, Jen.
Yes, thank you for buying me all that time. Can you hear me still?
Yeah, hear you great.
Excellent. Okay, good. Well, and I've worked outside all day today, so I was really hoping that I would get to work outside this afternoon because it's beautiful here in Salt Lake City currently.
I have to say it's been a
Um,
very damn productive day today. There's been a lot done.
I feel like sunshine helps also. And yes, so I'm Jen Grayson, and I'm currently CEO of the Powered by Neureal side. And
Ooh, you know what, Jen?
um,
We're getting a
yeah,
slight you were getting a slight squeal, and I'm almost positive I know exactly what it is. Can you twist your mic jack very slightly?
yes. How's that? Better? Yes? No?
It
Not better.
it
I can
goes
tell by your
away.
face.
It goes
Not
away and then it stops. Or sorry, it goes away and then it starts. So I'm not sure where to say like, hey, that's the spot. Uh,
right. Okay. So I should just keep talking. Is it squealy now? I love these technical
I
awesomeness
know.
parts
So
of
I
our
found you a
videos.
mic.
I know
I just
everybody
real
loves
quick,
them.
Jen. I just want you to know that I found you a mic. It is
Because
at
I was
Best Buy.
obviously never going to do it.
Yeah,
Yes.
it is at Best Buy. I can buy it for you and have it waiting for you to come pick up. It's a lapel mic. It's gonna clip right
Oh,
here.
even better.
Yeah, it's just gonna clip
Fantastic.
right here. It's gonna sound really good from now on, and we're not gonna have to worry about it
Mhm.
in any
I
weather. So
I feel like the order it, have Jen go pick it up part is the best part of that.
it'll be there along with the charger I owe you. So
Excellent. Yes. Okay. Perfect. Yay.
Okay, so Jen, we've got a lot of exciting updates, but why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself? And since I did a little bit of a deep dive today, why don't you go ahead and do a bit of a deep dive for any new community members who haven't got the opportunity to look
Yes.
for you?
All right. I'm Jen Grayson, and I am coming up on my 1 year anniversary with the project. I started with Neureal on July 1st. And so here in a couple of days, it'll be my 1 year anniversary. So I'm really excited about that. It's been a wild and crazy ride. This is my first venture into crypto, and I learned it. I learned crypto, AI, and blockchain all with a fire hose, starting a year ago, and it's been fantastic. And everything about this project and what it stands for, and I think the changes that we have the ability to be able to make from a very small level to a very big global level are fantastic and profound, and it's really the thing that keeps me going every day on this project, especially when we have hiccups and obstacles, just like every startup does. It really is where we're all headed, and that we all have this vision for the future, and the future that Neureal is going to help create. So it's very exciting.
Ah, Thank you so much, Jen. And by the way, while you were talking, I realized that it's actually just probably the wind crossing the microphone.
No, does that mean I have to go inside?
I'm not sure. I don't know if it'll make any difference. We'll have to. You could
All
find
right.
out that way, but I'm not. I'm not going to make you do anything. However, thank you so much. Thank you guys for joining us. Everybody who's here. Let's talk about some updates. Because we've actually got some really big ones today. Um, let me get through the. What do you want to do, Jen? Do you want to go with like some of the bigger ones first, or do you want to go with like some of the smaller ones first and like tease it and then like drag it out and see what we
Well,
can
I
do?
feel like we're becoming known for the teas. So I really don't think we should change that philosophy,
All
and
right,
I
I
think
dig
we
it.
need teas. Yes,
Okay,
for
so
sure.
let's talk first about guys. I'm expanding the bounty program. I've had an idea for a video that I've been trying to make for quite some time. I cast around to look for some really fantastic no budget ideas that have worked in the marketplace for various different software products, and I found one that works, and it works with our team style, which is just like, hey, just a touch of humor, break things down to the point where absolutely anybody can understand it. And what I need is graphics, and I've been struggling with how to do that for a long time because you can get bogged down in spending a lot of money in that, and we don't want that to be where we spend our money. Um, and then I realized I've got a wonderful community, and stick figure drawings would do me just fine, and I've got a buttload of bounty tokens to pass out. So I am doing a couple things. First of all, and this isn't your fault, I'm not mad, but you guys have become a little bit less involved, and we need to figure out a way to spark you guys. And so one of the things that I'm going to be doing, I'm writing the script. I'm not done with it yet, but I'm making a short, funny. I hope I find it funny video in order to get you guys involved with the making of my video, the more the community explainer video. That'll be coming out here probably either Wednesday or Thursday. I get my haircut done on Tuesday, and then I can film it and then edit it. And so Wednesday or Thursday when it's done being edited. It'll be funny. It'll just be a quick like, hey, you can share this, and it's very memeable, and that's what we're going for in the final video as well. So, yeah, get your crayons out, guys. Give me your get your artist face on. I've got some professional artist friends of mine that are going to be helping out, but we really need you guys. If you got kids, if you've got some doodle space on a memo pad at work, that's what I need. We need you. So, yeah, that's thing one is that we're going to start expanding and doing some more fun things. We're going to also start doing the daily activities again. The first one was kind of a flop because nobody participated, but that doesn't mean we're going to stop. It just means we're going to start finding more fun things to do, like, draw fun pictures. Uh, Jen, do we have anything else we can? I'm sure we've got a bunch of other fun news we can tease them with. You're up to bat. You find something else we can tease them with before the big one.
Okay, well, I'm gonna segue into the explain. You just put that up on YouTube, and really exciting. We've all seen it for a couple months now, and so that's on YouTube. Kyler's gonna drop a link to that into the channel. That's an exciting one. What else do we have?
We
Ooh, I can
have,
do some more. I can do some more teasing.
yeah, we can also
So
talk about people who want to get involved right now and
yeah,
people who want to buy some tokens.
yes, absolutely. I have because I got to personally front some of the expenses for Neureal back in the fall to kind of bridge us into the original NECP sale. I have some token available that would be happy to disperse among the community. If anybody wants to purchase that, it's just a little bit of the NECP that's left. So we have that available and would love to get community members buying token before we get to the foundation sale, which is, as always, right on the horizon.
And to be clear, that's a private sale, Jen, which means that a lot of the
Yeah.
restrictions that are going to be on the other sales don't apply to it, including there's no minimums. You're going to need to pass a KYC, but you don't need to be accredited, correct?
Right. These are my personal tokens. So this is very much a private sale.
And we'd like to take this opportunity to just like if you're out there and you want to get more involved in the project, if you have somebody that you'd like to get more involved in the project, but they need a way to actually physically participate and get involved, perfect. We need to get these tokens sold. Let's get them out there. If you're interested in buying, hit me up. That's Kyler, Kyler, at Neureal, Neureal.net. We will set up a meeting and get it all done with. All right, that's enough. Let's get to the big stuff. I'm gonna read Will's words directly so that I don't mess anything up.
Good thinking.
So I'm gonna have to skip tonight's live stream. Sorry, we're sad you're not here, Will. But you guys could announce that I will be putting up code on our GitHub for the Foundation sale token this week, and we will be offering bug bounties for it. I'm also done with the initial creation. I just need to do a deeper dive into security and maybe add more tests. So, there are now officially we've got our token code. It is available for you guys to go strum through to go find some bugs. If you find any bugs, submit it at info@neureal.net or Kyler@neureal.net. Either of those are going to get you to me, and then we can talk about how much we're going to compensate you for the bug. That's going to depend on the bug size and the impact and how many people reported it, because I think we're going to try and split this among all of the people who participate in the program. So get on it, guys. Check out our GitHub. It's going to be a lot of activity happening there soon. And if you know somebody who develops in Solidity, somebody who develops in Java, or somebody who develops in Python, we want to talk to you. Send them our way. We've got some tasks that we need done. Like we said last time, we've got some bounties that we need finished to help us tie the KYC directly hard-coded into our token sale, and that's going to allow something pretty unique. It means that anybody will be able to enter the token sale even near the very end. You don't have to wait a month to get your KYC and accreditation done. So now that we've got that taken care of, Jen, uh, I'm sure we've got a bunch of other cool stuff to talk about today, but I'm going to turn it over to you first. You wrote a really cool article, and I think maybe it would be kind of good, since we just released it yesterday. Maybe it's a good time to just kind of run over some of what you talked about in there, and maybe have a brief discussion about that.
Absolutely. One, the GitHub stuff, I mean, that Will has that going up on GitHub is huge. And thank you all for your patience. You got it for this to get out there, and we are too. So thank you for that. We're really excited about that. That's a huge milestone for us and just gets us a little bit closer. So we're really excited about that. I wrote an article and continue to speak on this topic of just when are we going to start trusting the AI, and what is it going to take? And so the article delved into a little bit about that of, the quick, easy answer is, well, AI is going to take over the world and all the robots are going to overthrow us and kill us all. And so I really delved into kind of the other side of that, of how we as humans already kind of have that figured out, and that's not really the answer. And there's another fear there that we're not exploring as well as we probably should be. And we're simply giving the answer of it's going to take over the world. And so that's why we should all be afraid of it. But like with anything, it really is a matter of creating an environment of trust, and what's it going to take for us to trust AI. And so it's one of the things I really like to speak on, and just kind of get everybody thinking about of, what that's look like for us, and how we've begun to trust AI in our everyday lives a little bit more, and that we're getting there, but I hope it will be not as long of a road as sometimes it seems.
Yeah, and I mean, it was something interesting I was talking to Ethan about the other day. One of the very interesting things I found about marksmanship instruction when I was teaching people is that without doubt, some of my very best students, the people who ended up being the very best shots, were the people who had never touched a weapon before. And I know that sounds counterintuitive, but it's because they didn't have any preconceived negative notions about guns and bad habits that had to be broken before they could just trust what the expert said and then do what we were telling them to do in order to shoot accurately. And in an interesting way, I feel like that's kind of what we are getting with this my generation to some degree, and the generation below me to a large degree, where they grow up with little AI tools that are integrated into a lot of the things they do every day. I know that this is going to sound strange, but I know that a lot of people in my generation are less afraid of AI, specifically because AI has been used so heavily in the video games that we are. I don't know if you know this, but video games just surpassed movies as far as a yearly value for movie studios versus game studios. So there's more money culturally being put into those yearly, and it's something that we've all kind of grown up used to and thinking about simple AI and how that might work. Um, so I hate to say it, but it's almost I feel almost like the solution to what you're saying is it's going to be twofold. I mean, part of it's going to be the people that do trust the AI succeeding and being able to get far better results, which is going to make the people who don't or who haven't trusted it in the past. It's going to bring some of them over, but unfortunately, it's going to be kind of like drug reform, where we're kind of waiting on the bastards to die.
It's one way to look at it, yes. Well, and I think too, it really is proving out the AI in those very non-sexy sectors, construction, and it's not healthcare. And I had a meeting this week with somebody in the healthcare sector, and we really had talked about the old guard is really scared, and for very good reason. I mean, they're in charge of people's lives, and so it really is going to be about proving out AI in the sectors that we're not making life-changing decisions about, but it's going to get better and more accurate, and then we just continue to start moving into the scarier realms where there is a lot of interaction with humans and decision making that needs to go on, and impactful decisions. I mean, every business owner has to make really critical decisions every day, and so those aren't necessarily the ones that you want to turn over to AI. But if we can start taking even small decisions that are happening, and we're seeing that with some of the text bots that they're putting in place, and some of those spaces where it's like, okay, not as critical, and so it's a slow learning curve. But I think we get to stop the dialogue of robots are going to take over the world, because that's not really the correct fear. There are other fears at play there.
No, it's completely true. Also, it's so funny that people immediately go from AI to robot. They're two very different things. Like, like
Yes, they're completely different things. They're completely different. Yeah, yeah.
um, and to be
And
honest,
the marriage, getting those two married, we're so far from that. And the AI is going to be so much. You just don't turn that loose in a robot. It's just not how it works. It's just not. No.
well, and to be clear, I mean some things that robots currently now do have AI-driven components, but it's the problem that people don't understand, like we were talking about last time, is the problem between small, like I guess what we're calling about like small AI and big AI, right? Like small AI meaning narrowly focused, using AI, which AI literally is code that can build code to do what it's trying to do. Okay, in order to accomplish its goals. So small AI is really purpose driven, and it's very confined to what it's supposed to do. So for instance, the little spot dogs, they can be controlled by a human operator, or they have a pathfinding AI that they can use that'll kind of help them figure out the best way to navigate their environment. But that's limited. Does it learn in the context that it can learn from? Yes, but it's not what people are talking about when they talk about big AI, which is when they're talking about artificial intelligence that can think for itself and can make its own decisions. And yeah, that's not the same thing um, at all. And to be honest,
No.
AGI is both better, is something that I'm looking forward to more, and am more scared of in some ways. Like if it goes wrong, it is scarier. because the intangible parts of our world are actually becoming the more important. Like, not more important as in like my family's important, obviously, right? But they're becoming the more valuable parts of our world, our communication sectors specifically, and an AI that could think better than us would have no problem shutting that down. But that's definitely not the way it's going to go, in my opinion. It's just these are the range of possibilities, right? A robot can be stopped with a rocket grenade or with a rocket propelled grenade.
Yes.
You're
I'm
like
yes.
you're like who cares?
No, it's a good point. Well, and the other component too is that centralized AI, centralized AGI is a big concern, and that's why we really talk about the need for decentralized AI. And I mean, that's what we're really committed to, because yes, we've seen quite a bit of misuse of centralized AI, and that's the part that's terrifying. So
Oh my good lord, yes. Yeah, we have a lot of discussions about that in the marketing channel that we don't share. I have been talking about launching this video series for a long time. I'm now just waiting to get my hair cut. I've got like 5 or 6 videos that are all queued up and ready to go. But it's not the kind of thing that we generally like to talk about on the main Neureal channel, so I've started my own. But if you're interested in the type of stuff that's being done with AI and also some of the interesting counter applications. Will always says this, and I completely agree with him. And as I study AI more and more, the more I come to agree with him. It's all about everyone having equal access. Some MIT researchers recently, like for as much bad as is being done with AI, like facial recognition systems that are tracking people and being used in order to suppress them and that kind of stuff. There are other AI that can be created that work just as easily that can create filters that will actually block the facial recognition AI's ability to recognize the face without distorting it so that other people can't tell that it's you, or even it being very clear that it's been distorted at all. It just messes very minutely with some pixels around the shadows and that kind of thing that it uses in order to track you. Um, and a couple of MIT researchers actually set up one of these that is self-learning, and another identification algorithm, facial identification algorithm that's self-learning, and then had them go to war. And really, it's all just about everybody having access to the resources and realizing what's out there and having equal access to it. Yeah. So I know that that's something we say all the time, but what you gonna do? Guys, one thing that I have to say that's really important. I know that these community live streams can be kind of dry. It's mainly because we designed them because we wanted you guys to be in here and talking to us and asking questions. So if there's something that we can do, if there's a way we can design this to make you guys feel more comfortable to come on, because honestly, I mean that's what we'd really like to see, not just in the channel watching, but like actually here hanging out with us and talking.
yes,
Um,
very much so. Kyler and I get to talk all week long.
yeah,
So for us getting to talk for another half an hour every Saturday, I mean, we really do want to. I mean, it's a community project. And when we say that, we mean it. And we want your feedback. We value your feedback. We want you to come on and chat with us and really talk about concerns or things you're excited about. I mean, this really is a community.
and
So,
besides that, think about this, guys. If this project really is as big as we all believe it is, it'd be kind of cool to be able to say, "Hey, I was part of that community and I actually offered input." And see, you can go back and watch. I was on community live stream number XXX. I'm not saying that to be like, "Hey, look at us, we're so awesome." I'm just saying like the technology that we're proposing is world changing, and I don't think you guys would be following us if you didn't agree. Come be a part of deciding how that technology is applied. Come be a part of spreading that to the rest of the world. I don't know. A little appeal to vanity, maybe. Maybe that'll work. Maybe we'll get some takers.
I like
Uh,
it. That's a good plan.
all right, so we're nearing 30 minutes. I know Jen likes to keep these short. Jen, do you have anything else you want to bring up, or do you want me to just kind of close out?
The one thing we can talk about, I mean, the travel's new, the July travel. I had already anticipated being in Portugal. I'm speaking at an event in Portugal, July 19th and 20th. I just got invited to an event in Amsterdam, July 4th and 5th. And then I looked up today the rest of the events in Europe. And so I'm looking at, I think, one in Russia, one in Malta, and then down to Portugal, and maybe one other one in Portugal. So, I mean, we're really looking at basically the Neureal Roadshow, the Neureal European Roadshow for
Hell
July.
yes! I wish I could get in on
So
some of that.
I
I
know
know.
it's really exciting. So that's 4, maybe 5 events that we get to talk to some really big, influential people in the crypto space, new people that want to get involved in these projects. And so that's really exciting. And with that and everything that Will's doing on the coding side, I mean, our momentum is picking up. And I know, and it feels this way for us too in the background, but it seems like everything right now is moving really slow, but there really is a lot going on. And this last yard is taking us a long time, but there's a lot that we have kind of in this last little space. And so things are moving and we're really excited about that and what's coming. So
Imagine building a full-scale Death Star out of Legos. Now imagine doing it with 3 people. so so you don't
yeah.
always see the progress, but we promise that we're always there putting pieces into place.
Yes. And sometimes realizing that, yeah, Kyler just glued his hand to the left side of the Death Star. And now, I mean,
Now we have to fix a
there,
whole bunch of stuff.
yes.
Yeah.
And that we skipped, 3 pages worth of directions.
Instructions,
And
yeah.
yeah, no, those are really hard. Legos are hard. So, yes.
Um, good analogy for what we've been feeling the last little while. But that's it. Like it really is. We know that we've been pushing every day. We know that you guys are helping. We could
Yep.
definitely we are nearing the end stretch, guys. This is the point where we need your excitement. This is the point where we need your involvement. This is the point where we need you to get reinvigorated. We're gonna do as much as we can to do that for you. We've got a lot of tokens that are available. That means that you yourself can become a holder of. Hey, speaking of which, there's a whole other announcement that needs to happen. You yourself can become a holder of a piece of the Neureal network, and that means that you yourself can use those in future to get predictions. If you hold them well enough, and if you think about how many companies are going to be wanting this type of thing, you could make those predictions go pretty far, even if they're not worth a whole ton right now. This is all pre-token generation event and pre-testnet, which is going to full-on prove out the viability of the network and the accuracy of the network. So um, here's a thing that we just it's not news so much as it's a thing that it's now time to make sure that everybody knows again. The token generation event, it is a security. Because it's a security, that means that everything like bounty tokens and that kind of stuff, those are securities as well. You don't have to be accredited in order to take part in the bounty program if you're in the U.S. So don't panic. The KYC AML is simply knowing our customer and making sure that we aren't playing with known money launderers, which is part of what we have to do to make sure that we're playing with the law. But because you're working, essentially you're donating work to us, and then we are giving you some of this in kind. And so that KYC AML, we're going to give you guys the ability to pass through that. Just remember that in order to get your final payout of those tokens, again, you are going to have to go through that KYC AML. So I think that's it for this week, Jen. I think I just have to give out the code. Why don't you? Well, I got to come up with a code actually. Um, hmm. What do you think, Jen? What's a good code for this week? Uh-oh. I think Jen might have gone. Oh, no, there she is. Jen? I don't know what's happening, everybody. I can see her, but I think she might be frozen. That's all right. I'm gonna close this out by myself. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and come up with a good word of the week this week. Last week it was prediction. This week we're gonna make it simpler. I think this week we're gonna roll back again. It's gonna be Oracle. Hold on, I'll display that on the screen. Oracle. There you go. And there it is on the screen. This is this week's live stream code. If you're joining us this week as of today, if you're joining us for the bounty program, this is the code that you're going to use to unlock the tokens that you've earned so far. If you don't enter a live stream code from at least 1 week, you only have to do it once. But if you don't enter it, then you can't unlock those tokens. So yeah, that's it. We'll see you next week. Thank you guys for being here. Bye bye.